Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray, and we're just plain living here.
I just noticed the Santa hat. I'm so glad you got the Santa hat. Good morning.
Santa's on
Peggy
his way.
Burton.
Santa Claus is
Coming to town.
You better be good.
Turn your mic on, John.
And who are you?
I thought I
yeah.
had my mic
I'm
on.
Jim Fuller.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we still have the Santa hat that has the
Three balls? Yeah, I don't break the 3-ball Santa out till another week.
That's
Yeah.
the Renaissance hat. Is that what that is,
I'm-
sort of?
I'm not
From the
sure.
Renaissance? I think it is.
Yeah,
It's
it's jester.
Court jester. It's nice.
That would be me,
That would be you.
the court jester. I think Fran got that. Fran bought that at a big bazaar in Nashville that I think Vanderbilt Hospital had. They used to have it every year out at the racetrack. They'd have this big, huge bazaar for Bill Wilkerson.
Oh, yeah.
Rehab center. That's where Jacob was when after his accident, and she got that out there. They had all kinds of Santa hats. She's got one Santa hat with the white, and then it's just got a spring, a big green spring.
That
And
pops
on
it
the
up.
top, no, it's just a spring, big
Oh,
thick string, and on the top there's a ball up on top of this spring. It's the coolest looking Santa hat I believe I've ever seen.
We're going to have you
Have a
do
hat show.
a hat show, a fashion
Do a
show
hat
with
show.
hats, yeah. That would be neat.
Christmas parade's this Friday night.
This
Busy
Friday
week.
night, yes.
I want to give an accommodation to our producer, Philip Scoggins.
Yeah.
He is the man.
Philip
I tell you.
Scoggins
He's
went over
amazing.
to Manchester Saturday night for the Christmas parade, which turned out to be a deluge, and went back over Sunday night and got the video in the freezing cold. And it wasn't freezing cold, but compared to what we've had, it was pretty
cold, yeah.
cool because the wind was blowing.
The wind
right?
was heavy.
And hopefully, Fuller, we will be in the 50s and dry Friday night for you.
Which is a very good night.
Yeah, of course, we have a tent
Yeah.
and we have heat.
John has got this perfected over the years.
I know. He's got down to a fine science.
I have seen.
You just show up.
Yeah, and I've seen times when I have almost frozen in there, but to the point where it was so cold one year that your lips get
And you
so
couldn't
cold.
make words.
You can't make words. It's hard to make words. But over the years, John has got. It's like walking into the studio here, pretty
Yeah.
much. He's got
just
heaters
got it
and he's
down.
got it all figured out.
I
and
can't
it's
have my
just-
man cold now. He and Candy, they of course she's cold natured anyway. She'll wear a coat in the summertime.
Friday night, the parade. Saturday night, civic choir.
Civic
Is that
choir.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are church things going on Sunday. But
There's stuff going on
there's-
everywhere.
And sales in town because we hope people will buy locally.
Shop small.
Lots of bazaars and craft shows.
This is
the
bizarre
whole
as it
thing
gets
is
right
bizarre.
here.
Yeah.
And Sunday is the Nutcracker at the Manchester
Oh, that's
Arts Center,
right. And they do a beautiful job.
which is something I probably wouldn't normally be aware
But
of.
Miss Izzy's in it,
yeah,
isn't she?
yeah, my granddaughter's in that, so
The lady does a beautiful job with her dancers.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
the fact that they have the Nutcracker this year and the Civic Center has it next year.
Right.
We
Right.
do it alternate years.
Right.
That's the way art centers ought to work together.
Well, but
I
then
like
you can
that.
see it every year somewhere with a 10-minute trip.
Exactly.
You know, which is good. That's a
We're
good
very
thing.
fortunate to have that much talent in
good
this
thing,
area.
yeah.
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 So, but there's a lot of stuff. There's just a whole lot of stuff going on around, and different churches are having different events, and it's going to be a good thing. Now, one thing about the Christmas parade, I want everybody to realize that usually the Grand Marshal's reception is before the Christmas parade
Right.
on Friday.
At
This
the-
year it is not.
Oh, it's not.
It is on. It's at South Jackson. It's on Thursday, and the problem was, you go down there, the streets are all blocked, so you have a reception at South Jackson.
But people can't
People
park.
can't get back where they need to get in time for the parade. So they're doing that on Thursday night.
I did not realize that was happening. I guess I just didn't read the paper. But
And Mike Finn, Tullahoma's greatest youth sports fan, is the Grand Marshal this year, and it's just absolutely
I bet
wonderful.
he's tickled about that.
Oh, he's tickled
and
to death.
well deserved.
Yes, very much
I'm
so.
proud
Yeah,
that
it's
they
nice,
selected
yeah.
him for that. Yes.
You know, and a lot of people see him at the football stadium, but he also is at the basketball games, the baseball games. I mean, he's ingrained in Tullahoma High School athletics.
which is wonderful.
It's absolutely wonderful, and he's a great fellow.
Always depend on him.
Great fellow, sure is.
So Thursday night, at what time is the
That's
reception?
it. That's at I think that's at 5 o'clock. They'll light the tree.
at dark, right? Yeah.
At South Jackson Civic Center.
Okay.
And then have the reception inside after that. Because
I
it's
think
dark
that,
at
that
5
was a
o'clock
good,
now.
That was a good thing to do, to
Yeah.
change it.
Yeah.
Well, it's always difficult for me because I try to get over there and film that,
And you can't
and
get
then I've
through.
got to get back here to turn the Christmas parade on when we go live downtown, and all the streets are blocked.
Right.
You'd
So
have to be a
you're
magician.
going all the way around Cedar Lane, back in there to get back from South Jackson over to here, and cars are everywhere. Every road's full.
Yeah, when they start blocking off Jackson Street, it does create
Makes a
Yeah,
big-
it
makes a big deal.
Yeah,
deal. It
yeah.
really does. Then you got the train to deal with, and
the train. Yeah.
yeah, there's always something.
Trains have become.
We're fortunate though that there's so
unfortunately-
many neat things going on in the whole region.
Right.
I
over.
put a call into Alan Harris. Hopefully, Alan will come over today and talk to us a little bit about the Big Brothers program at the American Legion. Of course, now we still have the telethon, right, Jimmy, that we're going to run.
Yeah, it's a replay of the telethon. It's a combination of
20 years, 25
16 years.
16
It's,
years.
Yeah, some of the acts out of the 16 years. It's kind of a trip down memory lane because
It's always fun.
Obviously, by now a lot of these people are not around
Yeah.
anymore, and some of them were just kids who have now grown up and
Have their own
and,
kids.
Yeah, have their own children, absolutely. And John and I are obviously a lot older than we were when that started. So
Yes, we are.
So
And our good buddy Benny's gone, who's
Yeah,
a big
he
part
was
of
a
one of
that.
the
huge part of that.
Yeah, so but it's a fun, funny thing to watch.
Right.
And looking at everybody back in the day.
And then
Exactly.
it brings back memories that you've almost forgotten sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's it's
And you know what that was for is a fundraiser for Big Brothers. And if you're watching this at home and you feel the need to give, you can still give to the American Legion Big Brothers program.
You sure can, and you could just write the check out to Big Brothers, American Legion Big Brothers, and send it to Post Office Box 212, Tullahoma.
Or you can bring it to the studio,
Bring it to the
or they can
studio.
bring it to your office.
Exactly.
Or they can slide it under the door at the Legion Hall, which is downtown,
Right.
Tullahoma,
Right.
right there on Atlantic Street.
That's easy. Yeah.
Right.
You know, so
Those
if you
exist.
feel a need to give, you know, that program, our American Legion program, is still viable, and that particular project, the Big Brothers project to provide food for people at Christmas time, has never stopped.
No, it's
It's a
never
wonderful,
stopped.
wonderful operation.
And that program has no administrative cost to it.
No.
It's done all entirely by volunteers. So
And
whatever-
all money stays here.
Yeah.
That's
right.
the best part, I think.
That money doesn't
There's
go
nothing
anywhere.
like knowing where your money is being spent and seeing it happen. I think that's
Well,
a
and that's
special
like
thing.
shopping local. You know, we had Shop Small Saturday this past Saturday, but you know you need to do it all the time because when you can, because I think 78%, 78 cents of every dollar that you spend local stays local.
Local.
Right.
And it provides but money for the businesses. They pay taxes. They live in houses here. They shop with other businesses
And they
here.
sponsor a lot
they
of
sponsor the
things.
school
It's a-
system.
it's
They
a
sponsor
wonderful-
us.
Yes.
You know, corporate America doesn't spend a whole lot of money locally
Right.
because they think their national ads are good enough, and it's hard to call corporate America and ask to get a $200 donation for
Exactly.
an air conditioner for a Gold Star mother.
Don't wait on
But you
Amazon
can
to
go,
send you
yeah,
a gift.
yeah. Amazon's not going to send you a check.
That's right.
But your local business will help you and all of our nonprofits to achieve the goals we have for our small community.
You know, and I'm not going to name the name of this business, but last year I think it was someone affiliated with the Legion was seeking donations for some project they were having to go. And this is a national company, and I found out that they did not give money to any charity unless you're a 501c3. Well, that may not mean a lot to most people, but if you're a 501c3, if you're a veterans organization, you are not a 501c3. You're a 501c19.
19, yeah,
and
right.
and if you
get those mixed up sometimes.
So I find it. Are you telling me that you've operated all across this country, and you will not give money to veterans organizations? Surely that must be a mistake.
Exactly.
But
No,
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 apparently
sure.
not.
That's their way of not having to.
Yeah, right.
You know, I told the girl from Bonnaroo when she was over here, who was in charge of their donations to local charities
Yeah.
and nonprofits. I said, why don't you give us some money? And she said, are you a 501c3? And I said, no, but we're a nonprofit.
Right.
We ain't made any profit in 20 years.
Hell,
We just don't have the paperwork.
Right.
We're
Right.
not supposed to be a nonprofit.
We
Hey,
didn't
but
intend
let
to
me
be
tell you what we've done. Because of our sponsors and you good people out there, you've let us break even for 27 years.
Right.
So it hadn't cost us any money, it just hadn't made us any,
Right.
you know.
no, and we need to urge people to support our sponsors.
Oh, heavens, yes.
Yeah.
Support us. If you're not a sponsor, be a sponsor.
There you go.
Give me a call at 581-5238. Come by, knock on the door, walk in. We'll do anything we need to help
Walk
you be a
right
sponsor.
in. Sit
Sit right down. Honey, get your checkbook out. Walk right in, sit right
right
down. 100 make me scream and shout.
Oh,
I'll
good
put
line.
you on any show you want. Just say yes, please don't say don't. Honey, 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 come and walk on in. Get that $100 out.
I love it. Okay.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Hey,
so
folks, without our sponsors, we wouldn't be here, and you that help support them. We'll be right back after a message from somebody.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma. Check out the 2019 fully loaded V6 Kia Sorento, up to $6,400 off original MSRP. That's Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
My wife Jackie has always been the life of the party, but things changed when she couldn't be as active anymore.
They told me I needed a double knee replacement.
It's not as big a deal as it used to be, but she still needed to go to rehab.
I was amazed at how good the therapists were at Life Care. They took really good care of me.
They took excellent care of her, and now she's back doing the things she loves, and that makes everyone happy.
Life Care Center of Tullahoma wants you to get active and live well.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and my son, Jacob P. Gray, and his wife, Cynthia, are having a show at South Jackson Civic Center, and that is going to be on the 20th and 21st of December. And it will be their 5th stage show that they've done, and this is going to be Christmas movie tunes. And the last movie tunes they did was just about regular stuff, but they'll have trivia, they'll have contests to win candy and popcorn like you would have at the regular theater, and they will fill the evening full of some of the most wonderful Christmas music. And I think they have 30 or 40 people in the cast. There will be dancers. It's a really big cast. It's a really big Christmas extravaganza. You can get those tickets at South Jackson Civic Center or go to southjackson.org, or you can get in touch with me. Just any way, they'll be sold at the door. But here is something from one of the Winter Wonderland show they did about 3 years ago. Just a little snippet about some of the stuff that might be going on.
I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree. Won't be the same day if you're not here with me. 'Cause when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing alright in your Christmas of white. Oh, but I'll have a blue, blue, blue Christmas. You'll be doing alright in your Christmas of white. Oh, but I'll have a blue, blue, blue Christmas.
You know, I grew up loving classical music. I know everybody doesn't, but for some reason, I connected with it. I loved hearing it, and when I hear music, instrumental music, I see a little play, a little musical, a movie, or a cartoon just going through my head. And I thought this was normal. I thought everybody did that. Do you guys do that? Oh, okay. I'm not normal. I know that. My brothers have told me that. I know. But I've always seen that in my head. And unfortunately, everybody didn't get to have that little party in their head like I do. So the next song I'm going to play is by a composer named Vivaldi. He wrote a whole sequence of the 4 seasons. He wrote spring, summer, winter, and fall. I'm going to play the last movement from winter, which is called Allegro, very creative. Anyway, Vivaldi wrote some sonnets for those of you who don't have that little musical playing in your head, just to kind of help you know what he was trying to convey in this song. So I'm going to read the sonnet that goes with that. Allegro. We tread the icy path slowly and cautiously for fear of tripping and falling. Then turn abruptly, we slip and crash on the ground, and rising, hasten on across the ice, lest it cracks up. We feel the chill north winds course through the house, despite the locked and bolted doors. This is winter, which nonetheless brings its own delights. So hopefully, while I'm playing this, this will help you have some pictures in your head.
been sent to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele-Kalikimaka is a wise way to say Merry Christmas to you.
Mele-Kalikimaka is a thing to say on a bright, white Christmas day. That's the island greeting that they send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun will shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele-Kalikimaka is a wise way to say Merry Christmas to you.
Mele-Kalikimaka is a wise way to say Merry Christmas.
A very Merry Christmas.
A very Merry Christmas to you.
Clayton has been Tullahoma's family shoe store for over 100 years with a reputation for fashion and personal service. And the tradition continues today. Stop by Clayton and see our large selection of fine shoes.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Rickman. And this is Pat Welch. And, John, we're with the Conversation with John and Pat, segment 27. We hope will be better than 11.
Made in heaven.
Of course, 11 probably pretty good.
Well, yes.
So we're going to have to put on a fine performance.
Yes. I want to sing one. My brother, Phil Comstock, us two and him, we used to go to Nashville, to Nob Hill, to the Ralph Emery show. And after being on that show for a while, I thought, you know, these guys might be impressed if I write a song about the show and sort of down our little group. It doesn't take much to down our little group because we're very simple. You know, we're just two guitars and a bass fiddle.
And you take it well, too. You're graceful when they put you down.
In fact, we have played off of our mistakes for many, many years. It doesn't seem to bother us. We arrived at Channel 4 at 2 o'clock that morning. A fella cleaning up and locked the door. We practiced on some songs we intended to do. It didn't help us, so instead we paced the floor. Maud and Dorothy finally came and made a pot of coffee. I drunk so much I thought I would explode. We were so nervous and excited the day we were invited to the Ralph Emery show. The band came strolling in, wearing faded jeans and sneakers. I knew right then we'd overdressed a bit.
We wore matching outfits with fringe and diamond sequins, cowboy hats and boots that barely fit. Then I heard the band strike up that old familiar theme song. I wished us country boys had stayed at home. We were so nervous and excited the day we were invited to the Ralph Emery Show. Old Ralph came in a puffin' on a fancy drugstore cigar. Norm Ray was red from blowing on the sax. And there was Spider picking guitar, so it made my fingers jealous. There was Jerry Whitehurst in his famous cap. There was bus reports and weather, champion gourds and news and fan mail. I thought that we were never going on. We were so nervous and excited the day we were invited to the Ralph Emery Show. Then a man came up to us and he asked, "You fellas ready?" He didn't know we'd been there half the night. He stuck our faces in a microphone and he aimed us toward a camera. My face was numb, my heart was filled with fright. Then old Ralph, he introduced us to 500,000 people. We forgot the words and couldn't hit a note. We were so nervous and excited the day we were invited to the Ralph Emery Show. We struggled through our song, and when the show was over, no y'all come back, no kiss my foot, no nothing. Our dreams of being big stars had faded right before us, but through it all, us two and him learned something. How you can change your name, disguise your face, and wear another outfit. Old Ralph won't even know that you've been on. Yes, we're so nervous and excited, 'cause we got re-invited to the Ralph Emery Show. We had to change our name to get asked back.
John, you've outdone yourself.
Well, I won't tell you, it impressed.
That close to what your mother would call showing out.
We played on that show from 1980 all the way up to about 91, whenever the show went off. And my typical morning going to the show, we'd go probably 6 times a year. I don't really know, every other month or whatever. Ralph asked us one time to be regulars, but we said, "Ralph, we have jobs and we have families." We had regretfully
what time did they come on the air?
5:30.
5:30 to how long?
And
that was original.
5:30 to 7.
Really, that's where most people at that time were getting their snow reports for where the school was.
Yeah, they had all that.
They did it all.
Yeah. And it was a show that 70% of the viewing audience that watched TV during the morning that time watched the Ralph Emery Show. Everybody's 70% of the TVs were tuned to that show.
And that was WSM, Channel 4.
WSM-B.
B.
And I would get up at 2:30, take a shower, get ready, dress, get ready and get in my car at 3, meet Jimmy and Phil in Chapel Hill in front of our parents' house in Chapel Hill. That was a meeting place at 4. And then from 4 to 5, we would be on the road up to Nob Hill and get there a little before time to do the show. And you know, after you get up that early, your body just wants to, at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, your body just wants to shut down. You know, something tells it it's supposed to be sleeping.
But you were devoted to Coach Osteen from Chapel Hill, who was your principal, and refused to shut down.
And you know, the people of Tullahoma were always good to us. They've made allowances sometime when it was, and yeah, Mr. Osteen was always good to us. And I want you to read that, Pat, if you would.
Well, see, if you read it, John, it would be your mother would call it showing out.
Yeah, so we don't want to show out.
We don't want
to. Peter Jenkins wrote this book, and show the cover of that. It
Tennessee
was
Sampler.
Tennessee Sampler. He was a man who walked all across the country, and once he was writing about his
he was
trips
for ABC, I believe, nationally, didn't he?
Well, you're probably right.
Yeah.
I can't remember all the details about him, but he wound up living near Spring Hill. He thought Tennessee was the nicest spot he found.
And so he wrote this book in response to his love for Tennessee called The Tennessee Sampler. And it's got all about Tennessee, about the walking horse show coming up, this coming week. And he
got all kinds of incredible amount of little tidbits about Tennessee.
But if you're...
I bet was the Chapel Hill Ghost light in here?
I don't know if it was or not, Pat. It certainly belongs in there, but on page 26.
26. And we're not reading about the Station Inn, which is a great bluegrass.
He writes about the Ralph Emery Show.
Okay.
Go ahead.
One morning, most of the band was late, and the only music Ralph had for about 45 minutes was us two and him, a group from Chapel Hill specializing in songs about outhouses. The show does highlight some great new country talent, and how they can sing so well at 5:30 a.m. is one of Music City's mysteries. John, that is
Pat,
great.
did he write about Barbara Mandrell?
I'm sure she's in here.
Or did he? That's not my question, Pat. I'm asking about the show. Did he write about Lori Morgan or the Judds? Did he write about them?
I see where you're coming, John, and again, that's that close to showing out. Under the title Ralph Emery Show and the hundreds of acts that would have come in there, you are the only guest band noticed.
Could it be that it was a bit of uniqueness that he was pointing out, or cynical? Was it a cynical way of putting us in there?
I don't think it was cynical as so much as a show. Maybe it could have been, who else is going to write about the steamroller rolling over my two-holer?
Well, we had a good time on that show. And Maud and Dorothy, the two little ladies that used to come in the morning, they would highlight things in the newspaper for Ralph.
You've done enough research on this. What did the viewers, what did they remember most about it? To me, Norm Ray, I think, was a saxophone player, and he had a goatee. He looked, to me, his look was the epitome of what I think, in the back of my mind when I close my eyes, a saxophone player.
He was very nice to us. We played on Nashville Now one time, and he made sure that our wives were comfortable when we went there and such as that. He was very nice. He played on that show. Another thing, we played on the Grand Ole Opry, and that date was August 22nd, 1980. I mean, it's etched here because that was
your first invite.
That was to the Ralph Emery. That was to the Grand Ole Opry. That we played the Grand Ole Opry, and we thought we were going back, so we didn't even take a camera with us. We have no physical evidence other than maybe some tape recording somewhere that maybe we were on there. But we felt like we would probably show up again. It wasn't any big thing. But it was a big thing.
It was a big thing.
And we're being told it's time to quit.
Let me ask a question.
All right.
Do you think the show being early in the morning may have been the glue that made it go? Because for a viewer like me, it looked like they liked each other. Really, it wasn't contrived.
It was a live band. Ralph had complete control. He went to the Nashville Now, and they had cue cards, but there they didn't. And if Ralph said, "You boys just stay up there," he talked to us. "You boys just stay up there. We'll have another number out of y'all in just a minute." It was just whatever he decided to do next.
Wow.
They
gelled so well together and mixed so well together.
They did, but Ralph was the ingredient. There were other people who tried the show maybe afterwards, but they never were successful like Ralph Emery.
John, did you get the notice that we were at the end of our time?
I did notice that.
Well, then that finishes segment 27. And it was a fine segment, but it is not the end of the stories. We hope we're coming back with more. Thank you.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville Caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Thank you, camera lady and camera gentlemen, for putting a good, sharp picture on the screen. And thank you, John, for that introduction. It's a great day here, and we always like to share some information. I'm so excited this morning because I've been referred to some history that I'd heard about for many, many years, but I finally seen it in black and white. And there's our friend Jim Schick gave me a book called Grenada, or Grenada, whichever way you want to pronounce it, 2002. And one full page in there tells us about the northeastern part of Mississippi. And there was a Choctaw Indian lady that lived up there, had a whole bunch of kids and some land there, and a fella, I don't remember his name, that was the grandfather of these children, and they had quite a bit of land there on the reservation, and they left to go elsewhere. And immigrants came from Virginia and North Carolina and Georgia to this beautiful land there in northern Mississippi. And there was a fellow by the name of Humphrey, I believe, that was the governor of Mississippi, and there was another fellow by the name of Plummer that was the only congressman from Mississippi. And the settlers that came there had two little settlements there, and one of them was kind of spearheaded by the governor, and who was an opponent to the congressman, and the Congressman Plummer had another little village there, and I think one of them, the governor named his little village Tullahoma. For what reason and where he got the name, I do not know. And the other one evidently had some ties with Pittsburgh, the congressman, and he named his little village Pittsburgh, and it was only separated by a surveyor's line. And the street that separated these two little communities there was called Line Street. One of them had 6 homes, 6 grogs, whatever that is, and no churches. And the other one, Pittsburgh, had I think a church and 2 doctors and 4 or 5 houses there and one business of some kind. And I believe Pittsburgh, no, Tullahoma had the post office there. And these 2 groups of people that lived there fought all the time. They were bitter enemies for whatever reason. There was a river that went by there, and they didn't even use the same same boat, or what do you call it, barge or ferry. Ferry is the word I'm looking for, to get across the river. Each one of them had their own ferry just to get across the river, and there was less than 100 people that lived in each community. Well, time went on, and they kept fighting among themselves politically and otherwise, and finally they decided, well, let's get together. There's no need for us to keep on fighting. So they decided, well, let's get together and make one community of this. And somebody suggested, well, let's get together like it's a marriage. So they did. They performed a marriage, and some fella from Tullahoma represented the bride, or I guess it was a man that represented the bride, and another fellow from Pittsburgh that represented the groom. And they had a Methodist minister that performed the ceremony there, joining Tullahoma and Pittsburgh. And they had a big celebration and a reception, and they mended their hate for each other, and they just almost avoided, well, they did avoid bloodshed by just a narrow margin, but they got together and lived peacefully. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this was in 1836. They finally got together. Well, time went on, and they renamed their village because neither one of them wanted the other one to have the name, and they renamed it Grenada or Granada. I think there was a Granada, Spain, and there was an isle of Granada, and they named that union of Tullahoma and Pittsburgh Granada, and they began to fight again, but later they mended their hateful ways and got together and have been living peacefully ever since. Grenada at this time, has, according to the latest census, has about 23,000 residents there. They have much industry that is not unlike that in Middle Tennessee, and some of those people that had lived in Tullahoma, Mississippi, moved to Middle Tennessee and brought the name with them, even though I think Tullahoma had already established its name. They hadn't gotten their charter till 1852, but that was the name that they brought with them, and many of the accommodations and things of interest, recreation that were there are just exactly like they are now in Tullahoma. We've got youth Little League baseball. They've got one of the finest bands in the country like Tullahoma, Tennessee has. And they've got lakes and fishing and golf courses and beautiful homes there, much like Tullahoma. There's one picture in the magazine that's really too small to show on the air now, but one side of the street there in Grenada looks almost like West Lincoln Street in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Well, we're going to bring you some more pictures and interest about how these places compare. And remember now, this is not the end of the story, because there's a whole lot more to come, and we're glad that you can watch and be a part of our program. You're a wonderful audience, and you have a good day.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the rooster.
And I'm the red mate. We would like to welcome you to
Roosterware. Yes, Roosterware is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterware specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with the material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterware.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com.
to find our handcrafted designs for
The Cock of the Walk.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future in a world that's changing fast. Do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do it all with confidence, kindness, and strength. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life, what matters to me is that you keep doing.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
You're going to be so glad you stayed around for this set. I have with me today Jeff and Nala from the animal shelter, and this is our Christmas dog that's just waiting to be adopted. How old did you say she was? About
3 months old.
About 3 months old. She is the cutest thing. Anyway, if you're interested, just call the animal shelter or go down there or come over here to the TV station right now. How would that be?
Sounds good.
Call the animal shelter, and I know there's so many dogs that need a home for Christmas, but Nala is what a keeper. Has she had her shots and stuff?
Not yet. So we only got her recently. She only just became adoptable as of today. So that's why she was able to get here. Generally, puppies get adopted pretty quick. But say she doesn't get adopted in the next day or so, we'll end up taking her to the vet and getting her taken care of. And if not, if someone does adopt her immediately, we cover the cost of that as well. They just take it for the appointment themselves.
So it's a wonderful opportunity to get a perfect dog.
Yes.
I love her outfit. It is a girl, isn't it?
Yes,
Nala.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And
She
there's
is.
things
She's Mrs.
coming
Claus.
up at Christmas parade. What are you guys doing in the Christmas parade?
So our theme is going to be Santa Paws Workshop.
Santa Paws. And let's sing for her. Santa Paws is
Coming to town.
Santa Paws, that's cute. And do y'all have a float?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what else on your float?
So we're basically just going to have Mr. and Miss Canine as Mr. and Mrs. Paws.
Yeah.
And we'll also going to have a couple other volunteers with dogs as well.
Right.
Even my dog's going to be there. She's a Siberian Husky. She will be kind of an exemplary elf. She really wanted to pull the float, but I don't know if we want it.
She might could.
Yeah, she could maybe.
They do that, don't they?
Yeah. So.
And maybe if Nala's not adopted yet, she can ride on the float.
I bet she'll be adopted.
I have
by
a
the end of
feeling
this
she's
thing.
going to be adopted.
Yeah.
You know, winter's coming up, and there's so many things we need to remember about our animals.
Yes.
Number one is don't let them stay outside and freeze. I am just livid when I see a dog chained outside.
Right.
And that's not even legal, is it?
It's, well, if an animal's in danger, then it's illegal at that point in time.
Yeah.
But you have a responsibility to plan ahead for that. You know, if you're going to hit freezing temperatures, that dog is going to be put under major stress.
Right.
So at that point in time, when that animal's life is in danger, that's where it becomes
That's
illegal.
where it becomes illegal. And
Right.
so you need a shelter. It can be, am I right, it can be open on one side?
Yes, of
As
course,
long
the
as it
entry
has
point.
Three sides. Ideally, there's hay and stuff for the animal to sleep on.
Ideally, and just think the typical design. You've got the roof and the two sides, and then the back.
Yeah.
And a carport and stuff like that can work occasionally. If you have all those walls.
Right.
But let's see here. Obviously, food and water as well at all
Food and water,
times.
and I think you have to change the water constantly if it's going to freeze.
Yes.
You've got to make sure they have fresh food and water.
Absolutely.
Don't you have to have fresh food? It's so cute.
And then especially with short-haired dogs like this, and just use some common sense. I mean,
Yeah.
they can't handle those cold temperatures as
It's
well
just
as a
too
dog with
cold,
longer
yeah.
hair.
So what are some of the things that you all need at the shelter that people might be getting rid of? What sort of things do you need?
Sure. So we give blankets and beds to all of our dogs, and we're starting to run a little bit low on those. So
Okay.
if people have any extra blankets, we can kind of convert those into beds for all the dogs there. We've gotten up to closer to 16 to 20 dogs now. We were down to about 6. It was funny about
Which
last
is pretty
week.
amazing.
Right. We worked pretty hard to get there.
Yeah.
But I guess we just had a whole bunch come in real recently.
Recently. And
So, we need help
and
getting them homes.
food? Do you have a particular kind of food you like for your dogs? I know that there's more nutrients in certain foods than others.
Sure.
So do you have are you allowed to give the company that you'd like to have the food?
Sure. We
No.
can't really name a specific preference,
Right,
but
you do take dog food.
yes, we do.
Bones?
Dry specifically is what we use the most. We have an excess of wet dog food right now. Because we do use that. That's some of our dogs, for example, we have some that may have like a heartworm
Yeah.
that's going through a treatment that we're taking care of. Right now, his name's Leo. That's the dog we have right now, who's been with us for about 6 months now. And we give him wet food to keep his weight up. So, if you do have extra wet food, then that's helpful as well.
And when you say wet food, does that mean food that you put water on, or?
Okay, good point.
I'm not sure what.
Well, you could actually. I guess like Gravy Train would actually count in that category too. But I'm talking canned food really. The canned
Okay,
food's going
the
to have those
canned
higher
food.
amount of calories, and usually
All
it's pretty
right.
good for helping them gain some weight.
And that would last for a long time. I mean, if you happen to have an
Yes.
over amount, then you can keep it stored. I
Yes.
believe we're losing. This one's going to sleep. He's so tired. Getting out has been a big deal for her. What a sweet. You want a dog out there? Come on. Call in right now and say, hold that dog for me, Nala. Any fundraisers coming up for the animal shelter?
Let's see. We may be doing a follow-up on our silent auction we did. We had a few
Yeah.
items that we wanted to hang on and kind of see if we could put in a second time. So that could be coming up as a fundraiser.
Okay.
Right now, a lot of what we've been getting is partnerships with other organizations. So like Tullahoma News has done the Pet Angel Tree, so helping get people to actually donate to us. So
That's great.
really, we've not had to work really hard when it comes to
You've kind of
raising
gotten
funds.
a little bit more people coming in to give things, right?
The Christmas spirit, everyone's got the Christmas spirit kicking in.
That's good. That's wonderful. And who could not have the Christmas spirit looking at this dog? She loves you. Is it real hard for you to put her down when you go home at night and know what a sweet little dog it is? It's hard for you not to adopt.
It is really hard. I remember, a couple months ago, I took a puppy home with me over the weekend because we had someone that wanted to adopt out of Murfreesboro. And I had her sleep in the bed with me, hang out on the couch with me and everything. And I took videos with the dog, and I still look at them and everything. That dog's name was Karen. She was about the same age as this dog.
Yeah.
And so... anyways, they become like your babies, right? So yeah, it can be a little bit difficult, but it's very rewarding taking them to a good
I always
home.
want to mention the fact that animals are such good therapy for people.
Absolutely.
Honestly, people with PTSD or any kind of, a lot of different mental issues, an animal can fill a space that a human being can't fill.
Yes, I really believe
And
that.
you look good with that dog, by the way. Jeff, you're the cutest thing. He is so good with these animals. How long have you been with the shelter now? Is it 2 years? A year? 6 months? Not forever.
What was the number we said last time? Was it 10 years? I think since March.
Since March.
Since March. So
well, I mean, you obviously
we got a few months under the belt there.
You obviously have fit right in and are doing a wonderful job there. Okay, look for Santa Paws and Mrs. Paws, Mr. and Mrs. Paws in the parade, and remember to take your old blankets and stuff and donate money to the animal shelter. You guys do a great job, Jeff. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Nala.
Give her some
Good
paw.
girl. We'll be back. So
Thank
sweet.
you.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Christmas time, and we all have a Christmas wish, and it's time to be good. Don't be naughty, be nice, because Santa's watching. Well, I've been trying to get in touch with some folks up in Nashville, up at BMI, which I'm a BMI writer and publisher, and having a little problem. So I thought, how can I change that? Well, the way I can change it is for my Christmas wish to be like the Cowardly Lion in The Wizard of Oz, to be the king of the forest. And so I wrote this little ditty, and it's just me and my little guitar and my 3 chords and my bad voice, but here you go. If I were king of the forest, not duke, not earl or prince, I'd tear down the walls round Music City and put up a white picket fence. Change the doors that they keep locked tight into gates that open both ways, so anyone could walk right in and find a place to sing and play. I know it's called the music business, but business can be so damn cold. Fans take what they are given, but continue to search for the soul in the melodies that are wrapped around life, where the stories are still told. Camo-clad, they hunt for the heart, while the man still hunts for more gold. If I were king of the forest, not duke, not earl or prince, I'd howl, I'd croon, I'd howl at the moon, and let's try that again because I messed it up. If I were king of the forest, not duke, not earl or prince, I'd yodel, I'd croon, I'd howl at the moon, happy to just get a chance to share the tales learned on life's trails, hold every eye in the room, with melodies good and lyrics understood. Now boys, that can't happen too soon. Yeah, with melodies good and lyrics understood. Now man, that can't happen too soon. Yep, if I were king of the forest, not duke, not earl or prince, I'd tear down the walls around Music City and put up a white picket fence. There it is right there. Hey, wish for what you want, take what you get, make the best out of it you can. Get your Tullahoma, where I call home t-shirts. For a great Christmas gift, these are the short sleeve. They are in blueberry, and we have a Merlot color in long sleeve down at Couches. Go down there and see Miss Candy and pick one up. Great Christmas gift for some of your kids or your family who've moved away, who were born and raised and grew up around here. What a great thing to send to them for Christmas is Tullahoma, where I call home. We'll be right back after these messages.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Ford of Winchester. Check out the 2018 Ford F-150 as low as $34,739. That's Russell Barnett Ford on 41A in Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, we're back, and we've had a good bunch of folks on here. What a dog. What a great dog.
That was the cutest thing. No.
You know, that little dog was a pit bull.
I know.
And, you know, people say, oh, pit bull, how terrible they are. Well, guess what? They're just
not
like
terrible
bad
at
people
all.
are. They're made mean by somebody.
They're made mean by somebody.
That little dog right there is no more meaner than any other
No,
little dog.
he's a sweet
And unless
dog.
somebody makes them mean, they're not going to be
Yeah.
mean.
You know, there's a lot going on at the Civic Center at Christmas
Yeah.
time.
A lot of things
And,
happening all
we have,
around.
and just go to the website, southjackson.org, to find out what's happening.
But be sure and go to Jacob and Cindy's show on the 20th or 21st. I'll guarantee you it'll be entertaining. A lot of times
We've got a lot of talent on
a lot
that
of times
show.
the film that we get down there, because of being in a big room like that, doesn't really represent the sound in the room.
Yeah, you're
Because
right.
it's a lot of times it's not run through a board, and so it's just you got the room echoing and stuff going on. But I guarantee you you'll enjoy the show that they put on, and it will be as professionally done as anything you want to go see.
It sure will, and I'm so glad we have something like that going
Yeah.
on here at Christmas.
Christmas time.
We have Nutcracker over in Manchester, and we have Christmas Carol over here.
I don't think we have the Old Town Stroll anymore, do we?
Yes, it's next Tuesday.
Is it next Tuesday night?
Next Tuesday evening, starting, I believe, at 5 o'clock.
So that will be
Yeah.
the 10th.
I'm not looking at a calendar,
Well,
so.
today's the 3rd, isn't
Yeah.
it? So it'll be the 10th. And then Dustin Lynch will be in town the following Tuesday on the 17th.
On the 17th.
And
we're doing again the movie "It's a Wonderful Life." At
Yeah,
the,
great.
but I can't keep up with all the dates, so just go on the website.
you can't. What's the matter with you?
I
You
just
act like
don't-
you had a knee replaced.
I don't
or
need
something.
to. Isn't it great that Dustin Lynch is so kind?
Yeah, oh,
that
yeah.
He gives to this community every year.
Well, and
I'm really
he
proud
brings
of
some
that young
people down
man.
here. He brings some writers down here with him from Nashville that are people that have written some of the greatest, biggest hit songs ever. And they are on our stage down here at the high school.
And he's got a new album, Tullahoma.
Tullahoma. I'm going to give him one of those shirts right there.
That's wonderful.
Maybe he'll wear
yeah.
it on stage
That
somewhere.
would be cool. I bet he would.
So, but with all of that said, folks, be careful. Shop small. Shop local.
Shop local.
First thing you do is shop small local. Then you shop small countywide. Then you shop local. Period. Then go somewhere.
And if you have a little extra money, donate it to people that need it.
Yeah, donate it to P-Head Productions.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
take a donation. You know, if people want to make sure
Absolutely.
that we stay on the air here, we're not above taking a check from somebody because you know, you can be an individual sponsor. Just like if you enjoy what we do and you don't have a business, but you want to make sure we're still around when you need us the next time, slide a check under the door. We'd be glad to have it. With that
Sign
said,
it.
signed.
Sign it.
And it could be blank if you want, but you know, at least signed. But with that begging right there being over with, we're going to go to the Manchester Christmas Parade. Our buddy Philip Scoggins fought that battle for 2 days, so we're certainly going to give him an opportunity to show some of that on this show, but it will also be playing throughout the month of December on Channel 193 and on our website and on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page. So all those places
things.
where you can go and see us. We're just so proud to be there, and you're the reason why we are. Thank you very much. Be safe. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. And he's the reason for the season. See you next time.
Merry Christmas. Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah. What we got next here, Becky? It looks like American Legion.
American Legion Gold Post 78. American Legion Gold Star Post 78.
Very nice. That's a long stroke there. I like that.
And then right behind them, the American Legion Riders Gold Star Post 78 as well.
That's hard work going sprint speed on
Yes, in this wet, in the cold area. But next behind them, DFW Post 10904.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
All right, here comes one of our parade winners. It's Order of the Eastern Star. They are the first place winner for the large float.
Oh, that's a hit there. Hey, Alfred. That's David. Oh, Austin. Very nice. Thank you all. Merry Christmas. Look at those ice skaters. That's neat.
BNL Fireworks up next.
You don't see it. See all the stuff.
Coming up next, Republic Services. Republic Services in their float.
I think this is the BNL fireworks.
BNL. I need a prescription change on my contacts.
BNL fireworks. Merry Christmas, man.
Right down here.
Nice float. Oh look, it's each branch of the service.
Oh wow, yeah.
Very nice.
Now it's Republic Services. And I got donated a lot of canned foods to the garage here, so very thankful for that.
Thank you so much.
That's what the season's all about, is good.
That's right. It's about a season of giving. And digging the Jeep truck. 2 thumbs up for me.
That's Republic Services coming through. Next up, the Ridge Runners Jeep Club. The Ridge Runners Jeep Club coming through. Lots of Jeeps.
All right, we got Cherokees, we got Ramblers.
There's some signs. Lots of Jeeps. Right behind the Jeep Club, that's going to be the Centerville Volunteer Fire Department.
Merry Christmas, Centerville.
Right behind Centerville Volunteer Fire Department, you got the Henderson Station Volunteer Fire Department. Henderson Station.
The Super Clean, right?
Oh yeah. Next up, Watts Asphalt Maintenance. Very nice float there.
There it is. Merry Christmas. Oh, look at the cows rocking. There it is. Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah. It's Watts Asphalt Maintenance here.
That's right. They're here for the holiday.
Here for the holidays. Go down, go get a quick haircut. I don't know, I'm getting a haircut right now.
I respect the play. Second place. Congratulations. Oh, that's nice. How much is the haircut?
Right behind them, SoPro of Coffee Franklin in Warren counties. Now they are a winner as well for the regular float division. Second place winner in the regular float division.
Awesome. Congratulations. Very well. Records on the tree. I like it. 2 box players. This is our first place regular float winner.
It'll be Brandon's Tax and Bookkeeping.
Very nice. But the whole lot.
That's some snow sitting up there.
Snow coming out. Lead off. Clear field.
That takes a lot of work. You know, to build something like that. We tried something like that one time. Very small. We didn't think it out of the driveway. Up next, Party Animals. Look at here, some live animals, party animals. Up next.
Oh, look, they got a llamas on there.
Yeah.
Those llamas. Alpacas are waiting. Not a llama. An alpaca, sorry, no offense.
Up next.
This is a third place large float winner.
That'll be the CCCHS cheerleaders.
All right. Good hit, cheerleaders.
Sure. Now, can you smell something good?
I do. I'm hungry too.
That's Prater's Barbecue coming up here. Prater's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Prater's Barbecue on the Woodbury Highway. And Morrison as well.
Oh man, that smells good. What y'all do?
I'm gonna run down there and get a sandwich. I'll be right back.
What's next, Matthew? What do we got here?
That should be Darnell CPA.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I got one right.
Even Santa and his elves use Darnell CPA. That's right. That's a lot of candy. This looks like another winner here. This is third place regular float, Matthew.
Yeah, that's going to be Shelton Buy Sell Trade Livestock.
All right.
They are the third place regular float winner.
See some snowman on there. And a chicken. And a pig. All right, who you got here, Matthew?
It should be Friendship Home Health. Friendship Home Health.
All right. Very nice. It
Very
is
nice
Friendship
truck.
Home Health.
I think he's got the heat on him there.
Yeah.
Very nice spray for the green others. Friendship Home Health.
Merry Christmas.
Coming up next, Dr. David Florence and family.
Oh, they got some decorated buggies here.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mayor, good to see you.
It's Dr. David Florence and their family.
All right, man.
Hey, Doc. Merry Christmas.
Dr. Florence and their family.
Oh, it's a shark.
Up next, the Learning Ladder early years coming through in 59. And right behind them, the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Like I said, we want to thank all our law enforcement, especially as they work through the holidays, law enforcement, nurses,
And
EMS.
they don't get Christmas Day off.
No.
Fire, police, all those people, they got to work. 911 dispatchers, people at the hospital. There's a lot of folks working on it.
Oh, yeah. It is the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Right behind them, the Coffee County Rescue Squad.
That's another hard-working bunch.
Oh, yeah. Think they'll let us borrow that for a wrecking trip?
Go down the old cove.
Yeah.
You been skating the whole way?
1.8 miles. Up next, the Coffee County 911 Center. Coffee County 911 Center.
Thank you guys. Merry Christmas.
Those are the other people on the line, you know, directing our police and fire with them. Tullahoma Fire Department up next, the Tullahoma Fire Department.
That's cool fire truck right there. Merry Christmas. And the fire dogs.
And right behind them, the Manchester Fire Department. Westwood Fire. Manchester Fire Department. And the city floats coming through now.
All right, it's time for some Elvises. And the star of our Christmas parade. No offense, Dr. Powell, but Santa Claus is here. This is the City of Manchester's official parade float. Notice all the Elvises rocking to a little blue Christmas.
Very nice float, very nice. That's the City of Manchester float right there, very nice float.
So when you have a lot of more, when you have several Elvises, that's Elvi.
Is that why they gave us the Elvis glasses?
It's Elvi. Oh, look, it's snowing.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Hey, Sam. Am I still on that blue list? Just a little? I'm on the edge. I'll keep it. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for coming out to the Christmas parade.